Have you ever heard of the Lost Colony of Roanoke? It's one of America's oldest and most chilling mysteries. In 1587, a group of English settlers vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a single cryptic word carved into a tree, Croatoan. But what if I told you there's another, even darker layer to this story? A tale of cursed gold, ghostly guardians, and a treasure that has claimed the lives of those who dared to seek it. This isn't just a story of a lost colony, it's the legend of the haunted treasure of Roanoke. Our story begins not with the colonists, but with a wealthy English gentleman named Charles, a man obsessed with the Roanoke mystery. In the late 1700s, long after the colony had become a ghost story, Charles poured his fortune into finding out what happened. He believed the colonists hadn't just vanished. He thought they'd discovered a vast treasure and were wiped out because of it. He spent years poring over old maps and sailors' journals, piecing together a puzzle that others had abandoned. Finally, he found it. A hidden passage in a forgotten journal described a small, uncharted island just off the coast of North Carolina, not far from Roanoke. The journal spoke of a secret cache, a chest filled with gold and jewels. A parting gift from Queen Elizabeth I to the colonists to help them establish their new world. This was it. The key to the entire mystery. Charles commissioned a ship, hired a crew, and set sail, his heart pounding with the thrill of discovery. After weeks of battling storms and navigating treacherous waters, they found the island. It was exactly as the journal described. A small, windswept spit of land, shrouded in a perpetual fog that seemed to cling to the shore. The place felt wrong. The air was heavy, silent. Even the seabirds seemed to avoid flying overhead. Undeterred, Charles and his men went ashore. They followed the journal's crude map, hacking their way through dense, thorny undergrowth. The silence was unnerving. No insects buzzed, no animals rustled in the bushes. It was as if the island itself was holding its breath. As they ventured deeper, a strange feeling washed over them, a feeling of being watched. Men would glance over their shoulders, seeing nothing but shadows. Yet the sensation was so strong it made their skin crawl. Finally, they reached a clearing dominated by an ancient gnarled oak tree. One of the sailors swore he saw a flicker of movement at the edge of the woods, a shape that was there one moment and gone the next. Another man dropped his shovel and refused to dig further, his face pale with fear, whispering that he heard faint, mournful cries on the wind. It was real. The treasure of Roanoke was in his grasp. As they pried open the lid, the setting sun cast a final, blood-red glow across the island. The fog thickened, swirling around them like a living entity. And then they heard it, a sound that wasn't human, a low, guttural growl that seemed to come from all directions at once. The men panicked. They grabbed handfuls of gold and fled back towards the ship, their screams echoing through the unnatural silence. Charles, however, stood frozen, mesmerized by the treasure. He tried to lift the chest, but it was too heavy. As his men scrambled onto the ship, they looked back in horror. They saw Charles struggling with the chest, but he wasn't alone. A shadowy figure, tall and gaunt, was standing over him. It had no face, no discernible features, just a dark, shifting form. But what was most terrifying were its eyes, 2 points of cold, malevolent light burning in the gloom. The creature let out a horrifying shriek, a sound of pure rage and sorrow. The sailors didn't wait to see more. They raised the anchor and fled, leaving their captain to his fate. They never spoke of what they saw on that island. The few who took gold with them met with misfortune. One fell from the ship's mast during a freak squall. Another was struck down by a sudden, violent fever. The third went mad, endlessly muttering about the thing in the dark and the eyes of fire. It seemed the treasure carried a curse, and its guardian didn't take kindly to thieves. For centuries, the story became a whispered legend among sailors and treasure hunters. The haunted island, the cursed gold, and the invisible guardian. Many brave or foolish souls have tried to find it since. In the 1920s, a team of daring adventurers, equipped with modern tools, set out to claim the prize. Their ship was later found adrift. Its crew vanished. The only clue was the ship's log, which ended with a frantic, scribbled entry. "It's here, in the fog. It took Johnson. God help us, it's not alone." Another attempt was made in the 1970s by a historian and his small team. They managed to find the island and even located the clearing with the ancient oak tree. The hole from Charles's expedition was still there, as if it had been dug only yesterday. As they set up camp, strange things began to happen. Equipment would malfunction, compasses would spin wildly, and they'd hear disembodied whispers just outside their tents. One night, their photographer was taking pictures of the clearing and captured something inexplicable on film. In the background of one photo, blurred but unmistakable, was the silhouette of a tall figure standing among the trees. The team became deeply unsettled. They felt a constant, oppressive presence, a malevolent energy that drained their will. They decided to abandon the search, but the island wasn't finished with them. As they were packing up, a sudden, violent storm blew in. Despite the clear forecast, their boat was smashed against the rocks, forcing them to survive on the island for days, tormented by unseen forces, until a passing fishing vessel miraculously spotted their distress signal. They returned with no gold, but with a story that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. So, what is this guardian? Some believe it's the spirit of a colonist, perhaps Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas, now a spectral protector of her people's last possession. Others think it's something much older, a primal entity tied to the island itself, angered by the intrusion of the settlers and their foreign gold. Maybe the colonists weren't lost at all. Maybe they stumbled upon this treasure, awoke its guardian, and paid the ultimate price, becoming part of the curse themselves. The legend serves as a chilling reminder. The mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke is not just about where the people went, but what they may have left behind. And some treasures are better left buried. The gold of the lost colonists remains out there somewhere off the coast of North Carolina, hidden by fog and guarded by an invisible, vengeful entity. It waits for the next person foolish enough to ignore the warnings, a prize that promises unimaginable wealth but delivers only madness and death. Would you dare to look for it? Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries and haunted legends like this one, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown. Let us know in the comments what you think is guarding the lost gold of Roanoke. Stay curious and stay safe.